Hi there, patient story for the day. Today I was talking to a woman who has metastatic breast cancer. She was diagnosed 9 years ago with stage 4, alive and thriving today, raising her son who is well into adulthood now. And what she said is she has been on a particular targeted therapy regimen somewhere between 5 and 9 years. And it has a couple of known side effects, which she is being monitored for, but she noticed that she has some other side effects that are not associated with this particular regimen: neuropathy, muscle cramps, fatigue, sometimes extreme fatigue, itching and rashes on her body. So she brought it up to her healthcare team, and they're like, well, in the clinical trials with this agent, these are not known side effects. These side effects should not be associated with this targeted therapy regimen. But her point was they were tested for a year or so. She's really the cutting edge, staying on these targeted therapies for many, many years. And while she's very grateful to her healthcare team that she is alive and she is here and there for her son, that she feels that sometimes they're out of touch with patients who are going to be on these therapies for the rest of their lives. And she has conferred with some of her Facebook friends in a Facebook group that had the same type of cancer, same type of targeted therapy treatment that she has, and is seeing and hearing the same types of side effects. And I have to tell you, that was amazing when I was talking to her, because I myself am on that same targeted therapy regimen, just coming up on a year, and I'm having similar side effects. Looking in the clinical trial data, it's not there. Bring it up to my healthcare professional, and they go, well, you shouldn't be having that side effect from the targeted therapy, and you think you're going crazy. And for example, those leg cramps are impressive leg cramps. Let me tell you what it's like to sit on a horse in a boot, getting ready to go over a jump and have your leg completely freeze up. So she turned me on to this organization called Patient-Centered Dosing Initiative, and they have done some really remarkable patient surveys, oncology surveys about side effects, about quality of life. Of course, the oncologist and healthcare provided surveys dramatically underestimated the side effects, and part of that is, patients not talking about it, and part of it is the culture. But what came out of that, and they were presented at some very prestigious conferences like the San Antonio Breast Cancer Conference, what came out of it is something the FDA launched called Project Optimus. And there's a publication in the New England Journal of Medicine about Project Optimus, which is really important about quality of life and new drugs that are being developed, and how to recognize upfront the risks to side effects and quality of life. And let me read you something from the New England Journal of Medicine from the FDA. The concept that higher drug doses would necessarily be associated with greater efficacy, which was pervasive in a cytotoxic drug development for decades, brought its own challenges. Agents with new mechanisms of action, such as targeted therapies, and greater efficacy and different safety profiles than older drugs, as well as those are expected to be used long-term, require re-examination of past practices. Sponsors should carefully evaluate exposure response, efficacy, and safety data from early trials to inform dose selection, rather than automatically selecting the maximum tolerated dose. The answer to the dose selection conundrum may sometimes be that less is more. Isn't that true in so many aspects of life? Thank you.